Hello, my name's Kate Hughes and I run Cook Academy near Winchester, and today I'm going to show you a lovely recipe. And first of all, I would keep your eggs out of the fridge, mainly for not just this recipe but for baking. If you put them in the fridge they get too cold and they can often make you curdle cakes and things like that. So I tend to keep the eggs out of the fridge. And there are several different ways of doing soft-boiled eggs. Some people put them into cold water and bring them up to the boil and try and time them from the time that the water boils. But if you're like me, you walk away from the stove and you don't see when the water starts to boil anyway. So I like to boil the water first and then put the egg in and time it exactly. And one of the difficulties with boiling eggs to exactly the right doneness is that all the eggs are different sizes. And if you buy a box of medium eggs, they'll range from about 55 grams to 75 grams. So it's always slightly an inexact science. So I'm going to take what I think is a medium size egg. And I've got my water boiling. You want enough water in the pan so that the egg is completely covered with the water. If you've got an egg pick, you can just punch a little hole in the bottom of the egg, and that helps some of the air to come out of the egg, particularly if they're not very fresh eggs. So if I were you, if you're doing soft-boiled eggs, make sure the eggs are really fresh so that you haven't got that air in there. Now the water's boiling quite hard. Put the eggs in gently, don't let them drop because you'll crack the shells and then half the egg will come out. And then we're going to time these for about 5.5 minutes. And just keep the heat underneath them to fairly medium heat, so it's not really ferociously boiling, because again that'll make the eggs move around the pan and they'll smash together and crack the shells. Sometimes the air coming out of the shell anyway with the heat makes the air expand, so it might crack the shell, but that's just kind of luck of the draw really. We've got two different slightly sized eggs. That's the smaller one, so we'll have a look and see how that compares to the larger one. And inside you've got a perfectly cooked dippy egg to have with some soldiers. And we'll have a look at this one. The same again with the slightly larger egg, still nice and gooey in the centre, so perfect. And that's how to make soft-boiled eggs.